Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you today? How was your week? Mine was really beautiful. I was on holiday with my wonderful husband and my children. Thank you so much, Reverend Olurute. May the Lord bless you and keep you. It's been a wonderful time in the presence of God today in church too. I'm just happy, excited to be here today. I am. And I know all my friends too, you're happy and you're having a nice one. And thank God for the weather. It's so beautiful. It's been really good weather. So, and I just want to say thank you so much to every one of us that are actually joining, that's been supporting, that have been calling me. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the contribution, all the suggestions, everything. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's Vivian Adeleke. I just want to appreciate you there. That's good. Okay, today we're going to be talking about love. We're talking about love. That's 4-letter word. And that 4-letter word is so small, but it's so ambiguous. So I'm going to explain, I'm going to give us some definition, and I'm just going to tell us some of the things that God is actually even saying about what love is. Thank you so much for joining Buki Odukale. So now we're talking about love. What is love? Like this week, what actually prompted this topic is that I was actually on a phone conversation with a lady, and she just told me, she just said, please, what is love, auntie? And I was like, wow, do you want me to actually tell you what love is? So I just started explaining everything, and we almost took the whole afternoon to be explaining. So I'm just going to give you some of the gist that we said about love. So like I'll give you the definition first. Love means so many things to different people. Love is a strong feeling of affection. Love is also a great interest and pleasure in something. But I'll give you the Oxford Dictionary meaning of love. It said love is a variety of different feelings, states and attitudes that ranges from interpersonal affection to pleasure. That means it ranges from interpersonal affection to pleasure. That is when you're actually in love with someone, or you are in love with a particular thing. So there are different kinds of things that actually happen, and that's when I said love means it's different meanings to different people. But I'll just tell you the God's meaning, the Bible meaning of love. What's the Bible meaning of love? He said God is love. And because God is love, and remember, we are made in his image, that means that we are also love. So in other words, because our creator is love, because our God is love, that shows that we are love. So when you just want to think about anything, even if you're finding it difficult to love someone, or you're finding it difficult, the love I'm talking about today, I'm also talking about your spouse, and I'm talking about love to your friends or to your fellow neighbor as a whole. So when you're talking about love, when you just remember love and you say, oh, my creator, God is love. So what is the excuse? Why am I not going to love people? So it will just come to our mind that what we need to do, even though, there are some people, to be honest, there are some challenges we have in life. There are some people that they just keep doing something that is annoying. We are all human beings, and you just want to stay off. You just don't want to love them. You just want to hate them. But because of the instruction that we have, that we need to love, we don't have any choice than to love. And it actually happens. There are some spouses, they live together, and they don't love each other. This one, I'm not even talking about they're in love. I'm talking about literally love, meaning that do they even love each other? They've been married for years. Some have been married maybe just for the past 2 years, and they just realize they don't even love one another anymore. But why? Maybe it's one particular thing that attracted you to that person. It might be that person was actually he was very handsome, or maybe she was beautiful, or the person was very rich, and at the end of the day, after marriage, the man lost his job. And what you are thinking, the love just disappeared. Remember, love, because God is love. We are God's character. We are made in God's characteristic. In God, so that means we're love. So that's what I'm actually going to share to us. I'm going to talk to us today about some characteristics of love. What when you hear love, I know there are different things that comes in our mind. We have that different things comes when I say, oh, love is God is love, love is kind, love is not proud. So that's why I'm actually going to explain some characteristics. We've been hearing this. So it's not something that we've not been listening to, but I just want to explain it deeply that we should just understand it. So characteristics of love that we're saying, according to 1 Corinthians 13, from verses 4 to 8, it said love is patient. Love is patient. That means you need to be patient with one another. You don't need to compare yourself to your spouse. You don't need to compare yourself to that your friend. You might be slow in learning, and the other person is fast in learning things. Remember that we're not the same, we're different. So you don't compare yourself. Because when you're patient, when you're patient with one another, you will be able to do things together. You'll be able to go far. That is when love comes to play. That is when God is telling us that love is patient. And because love is patient, we need to be patient with one another. You keep saying, I keep telling him, but he doesn't listen. Yes, he doesn't listen. You keep repeating yourself. Remember that you before you actually get to that level, someone has been telling you to do this. Someone has been telling you. I've been repeating ourselves, and I've been saying, do this, do that, and you're at that level now. Love is patient, so we need to be patient with one another. And it's not just only to spouse, even to the children that we have. We need to be kind to those children. We need to be patient to them. Another characteristic of love that we're talking about again is that love is kind. Are you kind to your spouse? When was the last time that you actually said a kind word to your spouse? Right now, I can see some couple, they're there now, they're watching, you're welcome. Why don't you just say a kind word to your partner that is there, that is watching you now? Why don't you just say something nice to that person and just say, I love you so much? Or just say, I appreciate, just say any kind words to that person. When was the last time you say a kind thing to your children? When was the last time you say a kind thing to your spouse? So I'll just give us a second now to just say something nice to our spouse that is in the house, that is sitting next to us, and just say, I just appreciate you. You are the best. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love you. I just love everything about you. Let's say nice things to ourselves. That is love. I waited there. I paused there because I was actually expecting us to have said that. So I will now move on now. And kind, as we have said kind things to our spouse. Remember our children. Remember our friends. Love is kind. We need to be kind-hearted. We need to be kind towards our spouse. We need to be kind towards our friends. We need to be kind towards our neighbor. We need to be kind towards everyone around us. Remember, we're God's image, so we need to be kind. And when love is kind, and kindness, fine, you said something nice. When was the last time you treated her? You don't have to wait for that birthday. You don't have to wait for the next Valentine's Day, which is February 14, to take her out. Or you don't have to wait for Christmas to take her shopping. So when was the last time you actually bought something? Like I usually say, it doesn't have to be expensive. No matter how small it is. When was the last time you bought something nice to your spouse? When was the last time you appreciated her? So love is kind. Be kind to one another. Don't wait for the man to do it. If the man is not doing it, ladies, go out there and do it. We need to be kind to one another. And also, love does not envy. You don't envy one another. Remember, even if the husband is actually getting more pay, or let's say the wife is getting more pay, it does not matter. You're still one together. You're the same husband and wife. You're one. So everything needs to work together in one. So don't even think that, oh, now my husband is actually getting more than me, or my wife is getting more than me, or I have to do this, I have to get more than him. No. You don't compete with one another. You don't, because when you start competing with one another, you start being envious. So you don't compete with one another. Love does not envy. You don't say because, oh fine, my husband is actually writing a book, I want to write a book. No, that is not your calling. You do something else. Don't envy. Encourage your spouse. Encourage your wife. If there is this particular thing that your spouse knows how to do, why don't you encourage him? Why don't you lift him up? Why don't you lift her up? Why don't you believe in your spouse? Believe in your friend. Because it's a broad topic we're talking about now. We're talking about spouses, and we're going to be talking about our friends too, and our children. Why don't you believe in that your child that has been saying, Mommy, this is what I want to do, and you're not giving them that chance? And remember, if you don't give them that chance, someone outside will encourage them. And so that happens also to our husbands too, and also to the wives. If you don't encourage them, another person will actually encourage them. And that is why some marriages are missing it. And because the wives are not encouraging the men, and the men are not encouraging the wives, they go outside to find encouragement somewhere. So we need to encourage one another. We need to be kind to one another. And remember, when you just know that God is love, and when we know we're talking about God is kind, we need to be kind to one another. We don't need to envy one another. And also, love does not boast. You don't boast. Fine. Oh, remember where you brought me from? Remember that I used to actually live in VGC, and now I'm not living in somewhere else. It does not matter. You were living in VGC before you got married. But now, you are not living at that humble place that your husband is starting with. Don't boast. Don't boast. Even if you're actually living in the best area before you got married, and your husband is starting from a low key, it's not his fault. You're actually going to work together with it. And also, women, and also men, if you're actually you're coming from a good background, that you're rich, and your wife is a very humble background, you don't keep talking to her. Don't start saying that if not because of me, you wouldn't be where you are. You don't boast. Love does not boast. So let's forget about everything that we are. Let's just be humble in the presence of God. Let's be humble to one another. You don't boast to your friends. Don't tell your friends that if not for me, that contract won't be possible. If you don't give that contract, somebody else will do. So why are you boasting? What do you have that you are boasting? You don't have anything, because what you think you have is just a starting point for someone else. So remember, love does not boast. We need to love one another. And there's another point again. Love is not proud. We don't need to be. We don't need to be proud. We need to rebuke that spirit of pride in us. Because it happens to both men and to women, and even amongst the friends. You just realize before you start saying, I don't even know the kind of, my convertible is at home, but I don't really feel like driving a convertible now. I just feel like taking a limo. Fine, you have all that at home. We appreciate it, but you don't boast, and don't let other down, because there are some people that are even still believing God for it. Anything you do it in love. And I just want to tell us, what are the neighbors saying about you? Are you the kind of person that when you go out, your neighbors, they can't even believe you're a child of God. They don't even believe that you're a Christian or you're a Muslim. They just know that you're just that neighbor that if they park in front of your house, you keep shouting, or you go and knock on the door that come and take your car, you're disturbing me. Or you are the kind of neighbor that you keep fighting every day. Or you kind of neighbor, you are very aggressive. And when it's time to invite them to church now, you start knocking their door and be giving leaflets. You don't do that. The neighbor that you've been shouting on, you've been abusing, you've been exchanging words, and you want to show them that you're God, that you're love. No, you're not living a good example to them. Let your neighbor be, even without you saying that you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, let your neighbor see that you're a child of God. Let your neighbor see that there's something special about this woman. Let your neighbor see that there's something special about this man. You don't fight people around you. Let your community enjoy you. What I'm talking about today, we are talking about love, because I can see some of us that we are just joining. So we're saying, because God is love, we ourselves will love. And remember, love does not dishonor others. What do I mean by dishonor others? You don't discredit others. You don't just write down on people. Don't look down on people. You are who you are because God made you to be there. Remember where you started from, when you had nothing. And there is always a starting point for everybody. Love is not envious. Like I said, somebody is there already, you will be there. Your time will come. If you don't envy any other person, remember your time is come. I'm talking generally today. I'm talking regarding spouses, and I'm talking also to friends or to your community as a whole. I'm saying love generally as a whole. So I said it does not dishonor others. It's actually respect. Love is respectful. Let's respect one another. Let's respect our spouse. You know how to talk. There was something I heard, and it's so amazing that I can't imagine. Your husband is talking and you're talking too, or the woman is talking and the husband is talking. I keep saying that we need to respect one another. Respect is reciprocal. When you respect your husband will actually respect you. And when you respect your children, the children will respect you too. You don't talk down on people. You don't talk down on your friends, and so as your friends too. You listen to other people's opinion. You are not the only one that you are right. You feel you are right, but you've not even listened to that person's opinion. What is that person saying? So we need to listen to one another. Like I said, love is respectful, and love is very kind, and also love is self-seeking. We need to watch out for one another. We need to look for one another. We don't just wait until Sunday before we say, oh hi, hello, how are you, how was your week? We need to look out for one another. You are in the same area. Even if you're not in the same area, get a phone call. Get a phone and call your friends, call your families. Just ask them, how are they doing? Like I said in the communication one regarding the spouse, don't wait for your husband to come back from his work before you call or you send a text message. Be romantic. Send a text message to him during the office. Hello, darling, how are you? I'm really missing you. Oh, I can't wait for you to be home. Love you. God bless you. Send another text message to your friends. Send a word of prayer to them. You never can say, I remember a friend of mine just told me something. She said, oh, Shola, you're always in the spirit. It's most times that I'm down, that your text message just come through. And I don't know. But I just feel like sending those text messages, and I do send it. So you might be a blessing to people as you're doing that. So don't wait before you hear that, oh, and that person was in one trouble or the other. Maybe the person has gone into depression, and you are now like, oh, I would have called. Take a phone, call a friend. That is what love is about. Take a phone, send a text, call your husband. Even if your husband you are not living together with your husband, that does not matter. Talk every minute. Communication is very important. Love, when you are in love, you just want to keep talking. You just want to keep communicating with one another. When you are in love, you don't even see that the person is actually doing anything wrong. I'm sure it's others that will be telling you that, oh, did you notice that? And when you are in love, you can overlook anything. And when you are in love, you can actually do anything for that person. So we're talking about love. And also, love does not get angry. Why do you get easily angered? Why? I know that some of us, and when you get angry, the next thing you're going to say is that, remember what you did last week. Why do you take record of wrongdoings? Why do you keep saying, remember what you did last week? You know I've forgiven you, and you want to start again. I'm not going to do that. I've had enough of you. And from there, another thing happens. Don't get angry. Sometimes someone said something. I think it was a saying that on my head when I was actually growing up. A wife, he said, when you're going to your husband's wife, when you're having a disagreement, just put water in your mouth. That when you put the water in your mouth, you know, when you put the water in your mouth, you just swallow it. You just put it there and you just leave it. And you know, when there's water in your mouth, it's like this. The water is just there. Don't swallow it. So when the man is actually saying something, or maybe it's the one that says something, just leave the water in your mouth. Be calm. Be calm. I know that it can be very annoying. He's been saying it, he's been repeating it, you keep forgiving him. But because God said we should forgive, who are we not to forgive? We just need to be forgiving one another. We just need to tolerate one another, because it is what it is written that we need. It is what it is written down that we need to follow. So don't get angry again. Take it easy on him. Take it easy on those children, because they're still growing anyway, and they're still learning. Remember when you were a child too, you would have done worse things than that. But we are learning every day. And also, I want to tell us that even that spouse, that thing you're getting annoyed and you keep saying, that's why you did last week, is going to change. You just keep praying for him and you keep encouraging her. If it's the way vice, I'm talking regarding the men and also to the women now. That thing that you're praying, that you're believing God for, that you don't like in your spouse, it will change. Even if it's your friend that keep doing the same thing, but because it's a commandment that we should love, we don't have a choice than to love and to forgive that person that keeps annoying us. So love does not get angry easily, and also it does not keep record of wrongs. You don't keep record of wrong, because by the time you keep that record, you find it very difficult to forgive one another. You find it difficult to forgive that friend that is annoying you, that friend that keeps repeating the same every day, and you keep forgiving him. Remember, how many times has God forgiven you? How many times have you sat down and you just thought, I keep doing the same thing, and you keep saying, I'm sorry? Remember the Lord's Prayer, that He should forgive us as we forgive those trespass against us, and we keep doing the same thing. So remember, we don't have a choice than to keep forgiving that person that keeps doing us, that he keeps doing wrong to us. So we need to let go. Don't keep record of any wrongdoing. Free your mind. Is actually like, oh, let me use a parking ticket for example. You went shopping, you've had a nice day, and you just got a parking ticket, and in this side of the country that I am, a parking ticket is nothing less than 30 pounds. Of course it's annoying, but what are you going to do? Sometimes what the men does, the men can be nagging too, same as the women can be nagging. It can be anyone this time around, and what we have said is that you just keep quiet sometimes, because that time you are just very annoyed. And you know what some people would have said in that anger? Oh, I told you not to park there. Oh, I know, because you actually warned him not to park there, because that place you're going to get ticket, but he didn't listen to you. So what are you going to do after seeing that 30 pounds ticket? It's very annoying, but what do you do? You only remember that when you are annoyed, in your annoyance, just be calm. That's the best thing, be calm. But you're still going to talk about it, because if you're someone like me, I'm still going to just mention it a bit, that, but we shouldn't have parked there, I said it. But not when that thing was really hot and it's so bubbling. Remember, it does not delight in evil. Love does not delight in evil. So when one has actually done wrong, or maybe when something evil, something bad has happened to someone, you don't start making jest of that person, that after all I told you. Yes, I know you've told him. I know you told her. So you don't need to remind him, and you don't need to remind her that if you've listened, because those two things actually triggers to another thing, and before you know it, you just walk home. You just go home in silence without talking to one another, and you don't need that. But love rejoices in the truth. Love rejoices when you tell each other the truth. Love rejoices when you are happy, and love does not mean neglect. Because you are married 20 years ago, that does not mean you should neglect your spouse. Don't neglect your husband. Don't neglect your wives, because the children are going to university now, because there's so much pressure in school fees, and you are neglecting one another. That is going to put a strain in your relationship. Love does not neglect. And because your wife is pregnant now, is expecting your baby and her baby, both of you are having a baby, don't neglect her. Don't say she's ugly now because she's pregnant. Don't say she's looking funny now because she's pregnant. Love is not neglect. Love tolerates. You need to tolerate one another. We need to encourage one another. So don't say because she's not looking nice. Who caused that not to look nice? You made her, you put her in a family way. So why do you want to neglect her now? So you need to nurture the pregnancy together. You need to be there for her. So what I'm saying today about love is that love is kind. We need to be kind to one another. We need to love one another. We need to encourage one another. We need to just be patient with one another. You don't get angry with one another. And I just want to say something that is more important, because it happens to most of us. We just say, oh, in love. And you are in love and you can't tolerate that person. You are in love. You can't even use that person's toothbrush. Is that love? Love is everything. Love is oneness of heart. Love is oneness of soul. Love is when you tolerate everything that your spouse is doing. I know it can be very hard, but you know what we need to do? We need to just encourage ourselves, because God is love and we are love and we are made in his image. We need to continue to love one another, and we need to just tolerate one another. We've had so many issues. I've had so many people calling me and saying different things, that they are finding it very difficult to love their spouse, because the spouse has actually done something and they're finding it difficult to just love the spouse again. But what do I have to tell you this evening? If you want to enjoy that marriage, if you want to enjoy that woman, if you want to enjoy that man, you need to love him. You need to tolerate him. You need to forget what he has done. Forget the past and move forward. Like one question that somebody was actually asking me last week, that, what about if that person doesn't want to be loved, and you keep doing the same thing again and it's not going to change? But do you know what? Because it's a contract that you are in, and because it's a contract that person is actually saying, you said I do, and because you are in that contract together, you need to make it work together. So you need to go back to that basis and make sure you fall in love. Now I'm putting make sure. Little things. Remember what that thing has done when you just started. It's those gifts that he actually gave you when you were going out. And when you are married now, he has stopped it. Why don't you tell him that, why did you stop those gifts? What is happening? Why are you not giving me anything again? And as you're asking questions, you are actually doing it too. You don't wait. Don't wait for him to do it. So as you're asking, you're also giving too. And like I keep telling you, don't look for expensive things. A little thing, it might even be a text messages that you keep doing regularly. Just keep saying, I love you, I love you. By the time you keep saying it becomes part of you. And that person you're telling that you're saying everything, we understand. So like the characteristics of love that I've said earlier on, is that love endures all things. Love is patient. He endures all things. You just close your eyes towards some things that it can be irritating. But because you are in love, you just keep quiet and you just take it. And because you're in love, you just ignore some mistakes that on a good day you would have spoken. Maybe it's the way he's actually pressing the toothpaste. I've seen some couples quarrel over toothpaste, the way they actually press the toothpaste. Do you understand? Some people want to press it from the up, some from the top, and some from the middle. And you know, those little things does not matter. When you are in love, you ignore everything. When you are in love, you endure everything. When you are in love, you just embrace one another in everything you do. You encourage one another. And when you are in love, you don't compete with one another, because it's not the competition. What I'm doing here, I wouldn't have been able to talk to everyone here if not for the support of my wonderful husband. So I just thank God for him. So we are not competing for anything. He's encouraging me. He's even giving me some points. He's even lecturing me. He's teaching me. But you know what? Men, learn to encourage your wives. And women too, learn to encourage your husbands. Believe in them. What is that project that your husband is bringing that is saying, oh darling, do you know we can actually do this thing? You don't write him down. Encourage him. Just tell him, oh, that's a good idea. But what you can do, if we do it this way, don't you think it will be better? Just add a little bit of point. You don't boast. You don't say, oh, you started again. Remember the one you did in 1984? After spending about 20 million, it didn't work. You know, don't let him remember all those things. Like I said, love does not remember wrongdoings. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love it endures all things. Love does not keep malice. So what are you keeping malice for? Your friends that have been with you for all this year, there are some friends you just say, oh, let them just be. I don't want them to be my friends anymore. You are still having grudges you are still having grudges with them. And remember what the Bible is saying. Remember what God is saying. You don't have grudge with one another. So because God is love, we have to love. It's a must. It's a commandment from God. We have to love. So whatever if you are a man, a woman, but because it's that commandment that we have, that love is kind. We need to be kind to one another. We need to love one another. We need to be patient with one another, and we need to endure all things with one another. If you're not taking anything home today, what you need to take home today, you just remember that God is love. And remember, like I said, God protects. He protects one another. You don't want to expose your spouse. You don't want to just expose your spouse to your friends and say, oh, don't mind him, that one. I'm not surprised anyway. Did he do that? Oh, he's fond of that. You don't. You cover. Love covers. Love protects. You protect that child. You don't want to embarrass that child. You don't want to disgrace that child. And also, love trusts. We need to trust one another because we're in this contract together. So we need to trust one another. If you don't trust one another, you can't go far. Because your spouse have actually told in the morning that I'm going to work, and he's meant to be back from work by 6 o'clock and he's not back, and you're already saying, oh, you have started again, you have started dating somebody, or you have started going out with friends. You need to trust. We need to, even though he has disappointed you once before, or she has disappointed you once before, and he has said he's sorry, let it go. Love endures all things. Love forgets. Love does not keep record of wrongdoing. So we need to trust one another. And the same way we trust our spouse, we need to trust our children. When they said they are going out with their friends, let's trust them that they've actually gone out with their friends. And love does what again? Love gives hopes. We give hope to one another. Fine, he's been doing this project, he's been doing this business for a while now. We've been on it for 10 years, but it's still not working. But give him hope. Tell him, my darling, I believe in you. I know God will help you to work. Believe in him. If you don't believe in him, others will. And that is why some marriages miss it. Because you don't even believe in your spouse. And there are people outside there that believe in him or her. And that means he will go to where they believe in him or her. So let's believe in one another. Love believes in one another. Love gives hopes and also believes in one another. And love preserves. Like I said, we need to cover one another. We need to preserve one another. And I will just say, finally, because of our time, I just feel like going on and on. Because when we were talking about love, I can just take the whole of the evening to talk about love. Do you know what? Love never fails. Even if every other thing fails, remember, love never fails. Because you are in love, you will not fail him. Because you are in love, you will not disappoint him. Because you are in love, you will not disappoint her. Because you are in love, you will protect her. Because you are in love, you will not compete with her. Because you are in love, you will shield her. Because you are in love, you will encourage her. Because you are in love, you wouldn't talk down on her. Because you are in love, you will be patient with him. Because you are in love, you will endure everything. And because you are in love, you will tolerate everything. So I just want to tell us today that this week we should just add another change of attitude towards our spouse, and also change of attitude towards our friends and towards our children too. Let us trust them. Let us be patient with them. Let us endure everything they do. Let us be kind to one another. Let us keep loving one another, and let us know that because God is love, we are loved too. And we need, because we have characteristics of God in us, we are loved, and we need to be loved. And I want to say thank you to everybody. I can see lots of people there, so I don't want to just mention names and leave some people's names. So I just want to say thank you very much. Without you watching this show, it won't be possible for me. And it's not just a show, it's something that I pray and I know it will take an impact in us. Let us go home this week to actually love one another. Let us go home to love our spouses. Let us go home to have a good romantic week with our friends. It's not just with our spouses, even with our children. Let our neighbors see that we are loved. Let our neighbors begin to see difference in our life. Don't be the grumpy neighbors that people don't want to even associate with you. So we need to keep loving one another. We need to keep encouraging one another. We need to be patient. We need to be kind to one another. Thank you so much, and I want to appreciate my husband, Reverend Olurotimi Ogundele, for encouraging me. I appreciate my boys, Mayo Dele, Mayo Tipupo, Mayo Miku, Mayo Mikola. You are the best, and I encourage all my family and friends for encouraging me, for all the text messages that I get, and also for all the messages. I say thank you. Have a wonderful week full of love. Remember, God is love, and we don't have a choice than to keep loving one another. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you. Bye.